Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for clicking and welcome to my channel. I design clothes, textile patterns, and I overall just really like making things. I hope you enjoy your time here and let's get started. This video is a tutorial on how to put together my Elle pant pattern, which is available for download in my Etsy shop. I will be covering everything from printing out the pattern to how to adjust the inseam to sewing it all together. So if you need help on a specific step, I am including timestamps so you can skip to what you need. First is printing the pattern. Once you have downloaded the pattern file from your order, you need to make sure to print the pattern at 100% scale. This option should be listed on the printing window on your computer. There is a border around the content of each page, and the entire border should be visible on each page. This is what you will use to assemble the pattern later. Check the print preview to see if it is positioned correctly and the border is visible on all sides. If not, what worked for me was putting the orientation option into auto. Print the test sheet first and measure the test square to make sure the pattern is printing at the correct size. Also, check that the border around the content of this page is visible on all sides. Once you've verified that the scale is correct, you can print out the rest of the pattern. After you have all the pages, lay them in order according to the page numbers in the circles on the pattern. The circles are notated as column number / row number. So 1/1 is column 1, row 1, 2/1 is column 2, row 1, etc. When they are laid out in order, you can tape them together, lining up the borders to each other, line to line. You can cut off or fold over the extra paper outside of the border to help with lining up the pages. Once the pattern is printed and assembled, you can make any adjustments needed to the pattern piece and cut it out. This pattern was originally made by me for me, so the inseam for this pant was made based off of my inseam measurement of 31 inches. If you have either shorter legs or longer legs than me, any adjustments to the inseam length can be made at the bottom hem of the pant pattern. This is really just based on preference, so maybe measure the inseam of your current favorite pants to get an idea for how long you should make them. Also keep in mind what kind of shoes you are planning on wearing with these pants, since that might have an effect on how long you want the inseam to be. If in doubt, make them longer than you need to, because you can always make them shorter after the fact by folding up more of the hem at the bottom. Now that the pattern adjustments are all done, we can start cutting our fabric. This pant requires two different kinds of fabric. The main pant needs to be a knit with 25% stretch, and the waistband needs to be a knit spandex with at least 50% stretch. The spandex allows for the pants to be held up by the waistband without the need for elastic, but it is also an option to add a piece of elastic inside the waistband if you feel it would be more comfortable for you. I can never seem to make elastic comfortable for me, so I prefer using fabric with spandex for waistbands instead. For the main part of the pant, I am using organic cotton knit with one of my own designs on it. This is from my Film Noir collection on Spoonflower. If you are interested, links to this specific design and my general Spoonflower shop are in the description. Other types of fabric are available as well if you like the design but have a different project idea in mind. My designs are also available on home decor items if you want to buy something ready-made. I am using solid black organic cotton spandex fabric from Organic Cotton Plus for the waistband. I could have done a matching waistband since Spoonflower does have a cotton spandex fabric option, but having a contrasting waistband fits my personal style better. It ends up looking like subtle color blocking once the project is all finished, which I think is really neat. It's totally up to you on what you want to do and what fits your style the most. And keep in mind that Spoonflower makes it easy to get different types of fabric with the same design on it. Also, many of my design collections include coordinating solid colors if you want a solid color waistband but still want it to match with the design you chose. Or maybe have a solid pant with a pattern waistband. There are tons of possibilities, so get creative and have fun with it. Now we can start sewing. I am starting with pinning and sewing the front pieces together at the center front seam and the back pieces at the center back seam, right sides together. This way we end up with one complete front piece and one complete back piece. Place the front piece and the back piece together, right sides together, pin the side seams, and sew. Once the side seams are sewn together, we can tackle the inseams. The way I do this is I make sure the center crotch seams are matched up first, then I pin the rest of the way down each leg of the pant. Then I sew the whole thing in one go. I have seen other methods of sewing this part of the pants, like starting at the center seams and sewing down each leg of the pants separately. This is just what works for me, and it will not affect the outcome of the pants either way, so do what you feel comfortable doing and what works best for you. Alright, now the main part of the pant is mostly done. We can start working on the waistband. Take the front waistband piece and the back waistband piece and sew them together right sides together at the side seams. These two waistband pieces look very similar but are slightly different and are different for a reason. So remember the back piece is slightly smaller than the front piece to keep track of which half of the waistband is which. With the side seams of the waistband sewn, fold the waistband over on itself so the side seams are now on the inside of the folded waistband. At this point, I recommend trying the waistband on by itself, which may feel strange, but if adjustments are needed, it is a lot easier to make them now than after the waistband is attached to the pants. Also, if you are planning on including a strip of elastic on the inside of the waistband, cut that now, so you can place it on the inside of the waistband before sewing it to the pant. Once you have verified that the waistband fits comfortably, we can start pinning it to the top of the pants, right sides together. Since the waistband and the main pant are made from different fabrics with different amounts of stretch, it is important to make sure that the waistband is distributed evenly across the top. To do this, mark the center front and the center back of the waistband with a pin or chalk. Then pin the center front of the waistband to the center front of the pant. Do the same with the center backs and the side seams. Then you can stretch and pin the fabric in between these points, lining up the raw edges to evenly distribute the fabric. This may take a while, but it is definitely worth doing a good job on this part of the process. Once pinning is finished, we can sew or serge the waistband to the pant. You will have to stretch the fabric while you're sewing so the pant fabric does not get bunched up. I am making sure to match my thread to my waistband here, so if I ever want to wear my pants with the waistband folded down, the thread will not be noticeable. If you made your pants longer than necessary in order to customize the length of your pants, now is the time to try them on and determine how much of the hem you want to fold over to get your ideal length. Otherwise, flip up the hem allowance as listed on the pant pattern, pin and sew down. Okay, finishing step. Trim away any excess hem allowance from the inside of the pants. These edges can be left raw since my fabric will not unravel or fray, which most knits do not. But you can also finish these edges with an overlock stitch or serger if you prefer that or are using fabric that might unravel. And we're all done. I'm extremely happy with how these turned out. Really fun and unique, and it kind of reminds me of fishnet stockings. And what's fun about the Elle pant is that you can wear them both high-waisted and low-waisted. You can make them low-waisted by either tugging them down around your hips or fold down the waistband. I love having that versatility. It makes styling these pants easy and fun. I have made a few of these pants in both solid colors and pattern fabric, and the Elle pant shape looks great in both. All of my designs featured in this video are linked in the description, as well as the sewing pattern for the pants, my general spoonflower shop, and my general Etsy shop. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to. Let me know which design is your favorite in the comments. I have to admit I'm partial to the fishnet design because they're so different from anything I've owned before, but I also think the periwinkle is a really cool and surprisingly versatile color to have as pants. Thanks for watching!